and technology. Focus on Liberia uncovers and showcases the best of Liberia and shows the world the truth about Liberia. We educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia. We conduct interviews, panel discussions, debates, and more. Tune in to Focus on Liberia on Facebook and YouTube and be a part of the stories that make up the news.
This is Focus on Liberia, and I am Dennis Jah.
At Focus on Liberia, we discuss everything Liberia, from education to politics, arts and culture, entertainment, agriculture, history, religion, family, and technology. Focus on Liberia uncovers and showcases the best of Liberia and shows the world the truth about Liberia. We educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia. We conduct interviews, panel discussions, debates, and more. Tune in to Focus on Liberia on Facebook and YouTube and be a part of the stories that make up the news.
This is Focus on Liberia, and I am Dennis Jah.
And I am Anthony C. And thank you so very much for joining this evening edition of the Hour of Politics. Welcome to the broadcast. Thank you for joining us. How you doing, by the way? I'm doing great. I'm excited. It's a campaign here and East Side doing their thing. And as a media institution, we are here to do our thing. We encourage you to do your thing. Do it for Liberia. That is the only thing I want to add for. We are doing it for Liberia and for the good of Liberia, holding them accountable to do the right thing for this country. For so many people are suffering. They are suffering. They have been suffering. They deserve a better Liberia. They deserve a better right, a better life. They deserve better conditions, just as some of us are privileged to be enjoying some better conditions in other countries. We need those conditions in our country. We cannot get the conditions for them if our leaders don't get our politics right, if our leaders don't get our policies right, if our leaders don't get politics right. And so this is why we are here to talk about a political topic that you would like. And so please don't waste my time. Let's get started here quickly. Share the broadcast with somebody. My friend may not be yours. An analysis is coming your way on the topic: reasons people support their 2023 presidential candidate. In other words, what is driving people for supporting the individuals they support for president comes this 2023 October election. Folks, Liberians, hear me well. Every election is crucial because it set the pace whether we move forward, remain the same, or we retrogress. That is why it is pivotal. And we cannot get it right if we do not have our minds in the right places, if we don't get the right information, we don't get the right education, if we don't know about the candidates, if we don't know about the tactics of the surrogates, the candidates themselves, and all they are all about. If we do not know, if we don't see them for who they are, it will become difficult to make the right decision. That is why we are in the business of educating, elevating, and promoting all things Liberia. We come with the truth, and nothing with the truth. My name is Anthony C. I have come with an analytical piece of the Hour of Politics, and you will love it. Share the show. I will be right back, and we'll get into business right now. All right, I don't want to waste your time. Let's get into the business of today. The Hour of Politics is here with the top 3 reasons people support their 2023 presidential candidate. So it is the year that we have to decide our new leadership, especially at the presidential level. also at the legislative level, talking about senators and representatives. But in every presidential year, given that the presidency carries so much power, we focus more on the presidency, even though the legislature is so much important. And if the legislature were effective, we wouldn't worry about the power of the presidency that much. But the reality is we must focus on the executive. The executive carries so much power. Who occupies that space sets the pace for where we go as a country. Whether we crawl like a turtle when we should be running with speed for we are behind, or we remain in the same place, poverty becomes our portion, and you need the rest of it all. Why are these people supporting the ones they support in this 2023 presidential election? Do you know? Do you know their reasons? Are they supporting the ones they have chosen already, or they wish to vote for because of Liberia? What are the reasons you think they are supporting the individuals they are supporting? This presentation is going to be juicy. And so if you are not here, if someone you know, if someone you know that is not here, sorry about that, please invite that person to come right now. Why are they supporting the ones they support? Are they supporting them because of Liberia? Are they supporting them because they are qualified? Are they supporting them because the person is from their party? What are the reasons they are supporting the individuals? There are so many reasons. And we will look into the reasons to see whether those reasons are the right reasons. Some of those reasons are realistic. Some of those reasons are legitimate. Whether some of those reasons are based on realities. And whether some of those reasons are selfish reasons. Whether some of those reasons are based on national interest or personal interest. Is it because of proximity? It is because of accomplishment. We will look at all of these things. Is it because of party agenda? Is it because of an individual ability to deliver the person records? What are the reasons they are supporting these people to serve as president of our country? And are their reason good enough to move our country forward? Or just good enough for themselves so that they can have their interests achieved? What are the reasons they are supporting these individuals? Why are we asking these questions? We are asking this question because when it comes to election, it is a national duty. A national responsibility is a civil responsibility of a citizen to decide for his or her country where that country goes from where it is. That is always and should be the reason we execute this very significant responsibility. As citizens, this is the time we should demonstrate our love for our country. This is a time we should exhibit what we call patriotism. This is a time for us to show our nationalism, that we are indeed Liberians and we are proud of our country, and we will do the very best for our country so that this country can progress. For when it does, not only will we be proud of that country, but we will have our grandchildren to respect us when they shall come to see the decisions that we make after we shall have left this country. For when we do, we will be paving the way for others who are coming up to pick up the baton so that they will not have to be engulfed by the challenges that we have today. Do you want life to be better for your son? Or do you wish that the challenges your child will face tomorrow should even be greater than the one you face? Well, I have to paint that picture for us. So let us go into the reasons they are supporting these candidates. It is obvious that everyone has reasons for supporting a candidate. And it is their right to do so. But what I wanted to remember, that in a national election, Your responsibility is to elect a leader for your country who will serve your country well, who will tackle the problems that your country faces. And when you are making that decision, you want to be sure that your country progressed, that your country gets out of the slumber, that your country is respected, that your country moves forward, that your country is creating opportunity for your great-grandchildren, that your country is creating opportunity for your brothers and sisters, that your country is getting the respect it deserves, that your country is receiving the necessary investments in that country so that life and living conditions can become better for your people. If that or those are not the reason for which you cast your ballot, for which you open your mouth to campaign for somebody, then I don't know where your thinking is. For wherever your reason might be, if you do it nationalistically, if you do it for the good of Liberia, if you give your best for Liberia, Liberia will reward you and you will be proud of your country. So why do people vote? Why are people supporting? Why do they support the individuals they support? So many reasons. Number one, there are some people that support a party or an individual because of the party ideology. If you are from Unity Party and you are like, Unity Party is my life, of course, you will support the Unity Party candidate for the Unity Party ideology, or just for the sake that that person is a Unity Party person. More than likely, you want to be like the CDC will say, we want to be party discipline. Some people in the CDC are supporting the CDC candidate, even if they know the minuses the person comes with, even if they know the person gross limitations, and that the person limitations are so huge that the person will not be able to deliver or serve our country or be a better representation of our country, they will so do by going extra mile to support that candidate because that person is a seditious or is from their party. They are party discipline. That is a reason that person might be supporting a particular candidate from their party. The question is that good enough for the country? The answer is no, it's not good enough for the country. Here's the thing. If you elect a better person, the person will serve well, and you, the voter, will be proud, not only of the individual, but of yourself, that you make a better decision, and more so of your country, that your country has better representation, that this particular person is doing the things for which they were elected to do. But if it is on the basis that that is my policy, I want my party to score that win, that they won that seat, and that is all that matters. And by doing so, Liberia has become unsuccessful, meaning that Liberia has elected somebody who is not qualified, who is not competent, who is not up to the task. You have failed your country in an election year when you have the opportunity to do better for your country. That is what you have done. So party ideology, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. That does not mean that when the person who is a representation of the party ideology is not the best you can put forth to represent your country, to be able to execute the duties assigned with that particular post, and you are voting the person anyway because the person is from your party and you subscribe to your party ideology, then of course you are doing a disservice to your country. Do we see that in our politics today? Are people doing that in the upcoming election? Of course, they have already started that. It has been. They will always do. And when they do it, they forsake Liberia. Another thing is party policy. What are the policies of the parties? Are the individuals in the parties who are supporting their party candidates because they are members of the parties? Do they even understand their party policies? Are the candidates they put forth understanding the party policy? Do those individuals even subscribe to the party policies? Do they even have party policies that are unique for the people of Liberia? Do they have good policies in the first place? What kind of policies that you're voting for? How explain, how detailed, how clear, how time-bound these policies are, how articulate the policies are for the good of Liberia. Do you see those policies being articulated, being put forth by your party, or just about anything flies from your party as a policy? And that is for Liberia. So what are the policies that you have heard about in your party for which you are supporting your candidate? For those of you who are now partisans, who are supporting individuals for what you see about them or from them, what do you see in terms of policy for which you're voting for them? Do you understand their policy? There are others who support individuals because they believe those candidates are qualified. What kind of qualifications are you talking about? Is it educational qualification? Is it qualification based on experience, years of service? Is it qualification based on results, records of accomplishment? What are the things that you are basing your decision on? The job of a president, the job of a senator and representative, those are serious jobs. Those jobs come with responsibility defined in our constitution that must be executed by people who are competent to do so. If those individuals are not able to discharge the duties as explained or laid out in our constitution, and you bend on electing these people because of proximity, meaning you're from the same party, for example, meaning you're from the same country, for example, meaning, well, we're from the same region. So the thing about proximity also is that it's something that works in Liberia. It's not only in Liberia, it works everywhere. Is there a danger in that? What is the reality about that? Do people do that? What is making people to even vote on the basis of proximity? I'm close to the person by ethnicity, by political party, by county, by city, by region, by class. Why would anybody do so? So let's look at it historically a little bit. I remember the old man Tubman, President William V.S. Tubman. He was president of Liberia for many years, over 20 years. I continue to hear the historian saying 27 years or so. Maryland County is one of our counties, and there's a city called Harper. Harper is the capital city of the county, Maryland County. I visited there, and I lived there, and some of you might have visited Maryland County or lived there. Maryland County, accurately was a modern city, developed, good buildings. You have paved streets. It was developed. Life there in Maryland County, I could say was modern life. Talking about paved street, good schools, so many things. Even what's it called? The city hall built in Maryland County. Prior to the war and all that, it was one of the most beautiful city halls in Liberia. Old man Tubman was president. Maryland County, Harper specifically, received significant development in terms of roads construction, paved roads in the capital city of Maryland, Harper. All right. And it was more so because old man Tubman was president, and that was his county, and Maryland, Harper was his city. So he developed it. And so at the time he was president, it was obvious more Marylanders would vote for him. And we know that some Marylanders even worship him because he was there. He was their county man. And so they voted for him consistently. And so people in Harper, people in Maryland were proud that their county had a capital city that had paved streets, that had, it was a modern city. And it was a pride for them. Fast forward, Tubman, what's his name? Samuel Kayando. When Samuel Kayando became president, before he could become president, Zwedru, I believe, was all dusty streets. And when Doe became president, Doe started developing Zwedru. Zwedru has some paved streets, and he carried on some development. The thing is, Zwedru saw some paved streets when Doe was president. They became proud of their city, Zwedru. It was so because Doe was president and he had that power to develop his city. Now, compare Zwedru to other cities. What did they receive in terms of road constructions or pavement of roads in their capital cities? Zero. Mine, Barclayville of Grand Crew got zero paved street. So if you look at this thing historically, there are some people that will vote because they know that when they vote for somebody who and then share the same space, the same county, the same ethnicity, more than likely development will go to their home. But here's the thing though. The development that the people of Maryland receive in Harper, the development or the pavement of streets that the people of Zwedru receive, how does that amount to improving the face of the country? And so but you come to realize that now development now is centered around the person who controls power. So whoever controls power, that person, where the person comes from, receive development. So it has become a trend, and people now are saying, well, I will have to vote for this person from my town because if you look at it, that is how development will come to my place. Is it a good thing? Is that in the interest of the nation? Is it a way to cast your ballot for the good of Liberia? When one does so that way, is that person voting for the good of Liberia, for the national interest, or is the person voting for their own interest? It's good to have paved streets in all our cities. But historically now, we see that Maryland have to pave roads. Our Harper City have to pave roads because Tubman was president and he needed to give that place a befitting face because he didn't want to have to bang his head down. So fast forward. Are they voting for individual because of accomplishment? There is one thing that I will dwell on more in this presentation, which has become commonplace now, that I as an individual think there's a serious problem with that, is the issue of voting for somebody, supporting somebody because you believe the person has the best chance of winning. It has become commonplace in our politics today. And I strongly believe that is not in the interest of the country. Oh, I'm voting for this person or I'm supporting this person because the person has the best chance of winning. So our election now, the support for a candidate, the decision to support somebody for president, this decision now to vote for somebody for president is because the person's chance of winning is better than the others. It is not because the person has all it takes to serve as a president who will lead our country to bring all the goods that we need in our country. It is not about that. So when individuals are saying that, well, I want to vote for this person or I'm supporting the person because the person has the best chance of winning. Now, I mean, to not only base my presentation on that, they will say, well, the person is qualified, the person is this, but the other people are qualified, right? But then, even though they will go to say that the person is qualified, but at this point in time, this person has the best chance of winning. I'd rather be on the winning side than on the losing side. Now, and they are now saying this person has a chance of winning, so I will go with the person. For me, it suggests to me that they know they are dismissing others who might be better leaders for our country, and they are settling for somebody who, in their judgment, is not the best in terms of doing the work, in terms of providing leadership, in terms of bringing the goods to our country. But it is more so now about their personal interest. What do I get? First of all, you must win. So I'm going with the person who stands the best chance of winning. Because when the person wins, I will get something. Now, let me make it as clear as possible. And I'll bring in some names here. These are political actors who did not hide, and I appreciated them for being bold enough to tell us who they actually are, the way they look at things. One person is Mandela Cooper. Mandela Cooper was here on Focus on Liberia. She is now supporting former Vice President Jose Imam Boakai. She was here and she said, well, I'm supporting Boakai because Boakai has the best chance of winning. So it is more about who we don't want. They don't want we are. So since in her judgment, Mr. Boakai presents the best chance of winning, she's going with Boakai. Now, what she's not telling us is whether or not there's any other person that can do the job better than Boakai. What she's not telling us, whether there is any other person who can be a better president, under whose hands we will bring development to our people. She's not telling us that. She's bent on who she can support, who will win, and what she's going to get. That is her goal. Deep down in the minds of the individuals, the person they believe stands the best chance of winning, they know that person may not be the best for us at this time. To say that because the person has the best chance of winning, the best chance of winning represents the best person to serve Liberia, I think is not right. They are actually trying to say, hey, it is what I get at the end of the day. It is not what Liberia gets. For folks, know this well. If we want the best for Liberia, we will look for the best person among those who are running. We have options. And the best thing to do is to always choose the best person. But the opinion leaders, the political actors, they don't care about that. They care about what they get. Now, way back in 1997, when our election that brought Charles Taylor to power, people saw Taylor as having the best chance of winning because he was popular. Even though they knew the viciousness of Charles Taylor, the bloodbath that he brought on our country, the people that he killed, they never cared about that. For them, it was about what they would get after Taylor should have become president, since Taylor had the best chance of winning. Maybe the presentation is getting to make sense to you now. So they supported Charles Taylor, even though they knew Charles Taylor who he was. He was a murderer of the First Order who brought guns in our country, launched a bloody civil war that led to the death of so many people. They did not care about what would happen if Taylor had become president. They cared about what they would get at the time after Taylor should have won, since he had the best chance of winning. That tells you Taylor was not the best for Liberia at the time. What happened when Taylor became president? Liberia experienced hardship. Liberia was like was on lockdown. There was sanction on Liberia, economic sanction for that matter. That's what we experienced. During Charles Taylor time, at some point, civil servants took pay 2 times in a year, around the 26th and December Christmas. Fellow Liberians, they supported Charles Taylor. For the new Charles Taylor has the best chance of winning because he had popularity. So they were prepared to go with that because Taylor could make them to get jobs. They won't want to support somebody who, in their judgment, will not have the best chance, so that the one who has the best chance after winning will not know them. They want to get something at all costs. They were not doing it for the country, Liberia, to get a better president, to be respected, and to experience development. They did not do it. They did it because they wanted something. So let me make it clear. Charles Taylor had the best chance of winning, but Charles Taylor was not the best for Liberia in terms of presidency. No, he was not, as the evidence has shown after he became president. Didn't we suffer? Didn't we have to go back to war, World War I, World War II? Didn't we have to run again in the bushes? Didn't people have to get killed in the streets? Didn't we have to bury some of our brothers and sisters again? We have to do that. People made that decision because Taylor has the best chance to win. This idea of this person has the best chance to win, so that's the person I'm going to. By our political leaders and actors, it is a disservice to this country. They are doing it for no other reason but for their personal and selfish interest. It does not serve Liberia well. So do not follow them when they say so. Support people because they have all it takes to make a better president in our country. If we follow this seed drum, that this person has the best chance to win, so we will go with that, we will always get the worst. I just give you the example of Charles Taylor. I will give you another example. I'll make this practical. President George Manneh Weah was running of late. Let's talk about the most recent election in 2017. It became clear that President Weah had the best chance of winning in that election. No doubt about that. But was President Weah our best choice in terms of the presidency? When you look back 5 years now, can you say President Weah was the best? But the political actors said President Weah had the best chance of winning. So we needed to go with President Weah, and they follow President Weah. For example, Ben Sanvi left his Liberty Party and supported President Weah. What happened? He got a job in President Weah's government. Fast forward, the center could not hold. He left and he started crying wolf against the administration. Political actors, this is what they will do. They will go with the person who has the best chance of winning, as though having the best chance of winning is the way to determine who is best suited for the presidency or to provide the leadership that we need in our country. Another example, Darros Dillon, 2011. He left Liberty Party and supported Mana Ellen Johnson Sirleaf because Mana Ellen Johnson Sirleaf had the best chance of winning in the 2011 presidential election. He had left his party because Ellen had the best chance of winning. Of course, Ellen had the best chance. Ellen won. What happened? The point about this one is that Dillon did that for himself. What he will get. He became a bad boy to the Sirleaf. He was with Robert Sirleaf. He was with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. He was eating gravy according to him. He had the gravy right in front of him. He did that. What did we hear from the United Party of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf? That corruption that was enemy number one became a vampire. That the educational system that they were given to transform and improve became a mess. What did Joe Boakai tell us, or Vice President Joseph Yaman Boakai told us? They had opportunities and they squandered the opportunities. But Dillon said the Unity Party had the best chance. And so they went with the Unity Party. He did it for what he would get. That very Dillon will not support the Boakai he supported in the 2017 election. Today, he supports Jos Boakai because Jos Boakai has the best chance of winning. So when they are telling you that I'm supporting this person because the person has the best chance of winning, they are telling you that I'm going with this person so that I will get something. They're not doing it for the country Liberia, even though they will have you believe that they are doing it in the best interest of the country, or they are doing it for the national interest. Do not believe that. Now, let me give you another example. Our current Vice President, Joel Howard Taylor. Joel Howard Taylor supported President George Weah, who did everything to become Vice President to President George Weah, even though deep down in Joel Howard Taylor, she have held strongly, even to this day, that George Weah is not the best to serve as president of Liberia. But she also knew George Weah had the best chance of winning. And with Joshua, she had the best chance of becoming vice president of Liberia. So Joel Howard Taylor will mobilize the people of Bond County to help her, follow her, to support President Joshua, for President Joshua to become president. Yes, we all had the best chance. Doesn't mean Joshua was better suited to become president of Liberia. Today, we can look back and decide whether or not. And this is a debate. When you ask people in the city, they say Joshua is developing Liberia like no other president we have ever had. In fact, they will have you believe that President Weah has done more for Liberia in the first 12 years he served, more than all of the presidents of Liberia. They will want you and myself to believe that. So that is the debate. But in reality, if we look at all of the things that we see in our country today, we are not in a better place. Education is still a mess. Healthcare is still a death trap for our people. I can go on and on. But, so what do you want us to believe? We have a government in which auditors have been killed, no accountability. We have a government that has failed to deliver when it comes to the issue of war and economic crimes code. We have a government that is in power and prices are in the roof. We have a government that is printing money over and over, and yet the exchange rate is in the roof. We have a government in which unemployment is at the highest ever we've seen in our country. We have a government in which people are protesting every now and then for salary. We have a government that lies. We have a president now who dances music, who is a musician. Is that the best that we voted for? That they told us about? No. So, folks, so Joel Howard Taylor, to go further on that, Joel Howard Taylor was clear. She have even indicated to people, as far as I know, the Liberian people don't want to hear any other thing because Joshua. So for me, even though I know Joshua is not the best person to become president of Liberia, I will support Joshua. I want to be vice president so that I will get what I want to get. Joel Howard Taylor said that. So when you see Joel Howard Taylor going around talking about Bosnia, about development, how president we are, that very Joel Howard Taylor, after they won the election, what happened? CDC was not giving her attention. She was crying, complaining that all the women will come to meeting 12 midnight, 2 a.m. That's where Howard Taylor was complaining. But when they increased her budget recently, she stopped complaining again. Joel Howard Taylor did that, not because Joel Howard Taylor had believed Liberia could be well represented at the presidential level with Joshua. It's not because of that. She did that because she felt Joshua had the best chance of winning. And that best chance of Joshua winning, in as much as she will support that best chance, she will get what she will want, even though Liberia will not be well represented. Liberia will not be served. Liberia will not have a better leadership at the presidential level. Liberia will not have a better government that will be able to improve the material conditions of our people. Joel Howard Taylor knew that was not possible. Joel Howard Taylor went with what she considered the one who has the best chance of winning, because it was about Joel Howard Taylor's personal interest. It was not about the national interest of Liberia. Hello? So, folks, the whole idea of who has the best chance of winning, it is what it has come to now. Some will say, well, I want to vote for Tiawan Gonglo. Tiawan Gonglo is a good man, but Tiawan Gonglo does not have a chance, so I'm going with Bouaka. So this is somebody that telling you that of the candidates, Tiawan is the best. Some will say Cummings is the best, but he doesn't have a chance, so I'm going with Bouaka. One such person that has been very clear is our own panelist here, Mr. Aliu Kamara. He said, and I'm paraphrasing here, I want to be on the winning side. Tiawan Gonglo is a superb candidate for president. He represents the best of Liberia, but he does not have a better chance of winning. Bouaka has a better chance of winning. So I want to be on the winning side. Do you think I want to be a loser? So Aliu Kamara want to win so that Liberia can lose. Dwight Howard Taylor wanted to win by becoming vice president of Liberia. She won. Liberia arguably is a loser. We don't have a better president today. Some people in the Charles Taylor government wanted to win, and some of them became ministers. Some of them became senators and representatives because in the Charles Taylor administration, it was proportional representation. Charles Taylor won the majority, so Charles Taylor was appointing senators and representatives. They won. What happened? The country suffered tremendously under Charles Taylor. Many Liberians are suffering today. Hardship is written on their faces. They can't lepo. Their children are in school. They can't even afford tuition. Our schools, high schools, are in deplorable conditions. Most of the schools' roof leaking. Schools in the counties have no chalks, no seats. Some schools have not been renovated 5 years later. Some schools have not been renovated today. But some of our brothers will tell you this is the best government we ever had. They don't care about the Liberians who are suffering. For them, the best is the one who has the best chance to win. The best is not the one who can provide better leadership for our country so that all of us can say, at least we have a better government that is up to the task of delivering the goods. We have a better president. Somebody who is a competent representation, who can go anywhere, who records will speak for them, who can be trusted based on their consistencies in the record. They don't care about that. It is either because the person and myself from the same political party, either the person and myself from the same county, either the person is myself from the same tribe. That is what they care about. And the new phenomenon now is the person that has the best chance to win. Another person name comes to mind is John Moru, former Auditor General of Liberia. During the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf administration, I think he was auditor for the first 5 years, if I'm not mistaken. He served for some time. Maybe he didn't serve 5 years, but he was there for some time. John Moru also said he will support Bouaka because Joseph Bouaka has the best chance of winning. Kwasale, he supported George Weah, if you understand my language there. Somehow he supported George Weah. For him, George Weah had the best chance of winning. Saleh, he did not land a job. So the one he felt was, a better side because he had a better chance. He's going somewhere else because he didn't get something from Weah. So now it's Bouaka who has the best chance of winning. What am I telling you? I'm telling you that we have to make decisions on the basis of who is best suited, who is best qualified, who has accomplishment records, who track records speak volume about what they will do for our country to be respected, so that your conscience can set you free that you have given your best to Liberia. Your best should not be determined by your ethnicity. Your best should not be determined by your ethnicity. It should not be determined by your proximity to the person. It should not be determined by your tribe. It should not be determined by your party. It should not. You are a Liberian first. So vote for Liberia. Support somebody in your best judgment can build this country, or with whom our country can progress. It will not hurt you. It will not take anything away from you. But if you make the wrong choice, if you vote for the right person, the wrong person, if you support the wrong person for the wrong reason, or for selfish reason, or for your personal reason, it will hurt this country, because that decision, it is not based on the truth, or it is not best for our country. Like the example I gave for Charles Taylor. The Charles Taylor had the best chance of winning, so I will support Charles Taylor. Did not help our country. It plunged our country into war. We experienced poverty and hunger and all. And of recent, the president we are on remains debatable because our friends continue to remind us that this is the best government since 1847. That debate continues. But I'm not sure some Liberians who are experiencing the crushing poverty will listen to them. And those who lost their loved ones, like the auditors, I don't think they will agree with those people. And those ones who have to protest even before they get paid, some of them who have not gotten paid, I don't think they will believe that. And the one who does not have a job today because that person's salary has been harmonized and they would rather do a wheeler market, I don't think they will appreciate that. The police officer who uniform is just looking that way, I don't think he will appreciate that. The nurse who protested the other day and had to be threatened that she might be fired, I don't think she will appreciate that. The one whose child is not in school, I don't think that person would appreciate that. So, who has the best chance to win? Is the new thing now in Liberia. It is the reason now they are supporting their candidates. Another example I want to give you is this guy called Henry Costa. Another example is Telia Yure. Another example is Benina Yure. And I'll come to the political leaders themselves. They are also caught in this whole nonsense of who has the best chance of winning. So, Costa was clear that Joseph Boakai was a dead man walking in 2017. Fast forward, he jumped on the Boakai train. Why do you think he did that? He has always wanted something. He always wanted influence. He was on record that Boakai should choose who he wants and we will support them. They will support that person. But as Costa went by, he vomited and said, well, I told Joseph Boakai to choose me or Tiawon Gonglo or Sewra Beslo Yanti and I will support the ticket, or Nyomli Kanka Lawrence and I will support the ticket. Costa own words. A message that he wrote. And I will support the ticket. So he wanted to be chosen. He was not chosen. He wanted Sewra Beslo Yanti to be chosen. That didn't happen. He wanted Tiawon Gonglo. It didn't happen. He wanted Nyomli Kanka. It did not happen. As a result, he jumped off the train. After he has told us Boakai has been the Jesus of Nazareth who was coming to rescue this country, Liberia, that had been dying for so long. 5 years, this young man will viciously go after anybody he smells as an opponent to Boakai. For him, Boakai had the best chance of winning. And that best chance of winning was enough to be on the Boakai train and would denigrate anybody. And he did so with no regret. Deep down in his mind, he knew that Boakai was not the best for Liberia. He has never been the best. He said it. He was a dead man walking. He has no fresh ideas. According to him, Boakai is a tribalist. He's a sadistic old man. The only thing Boakai knows and understands is to be a tribalist. His own words. But I enjoy Uncle Joe. Uncle Joe soaked him, to use the Liberian parlance. After he has said all of these nasty things about this man, because he wanted something, he wanted power, he wanted to have influence, he jumped on the train. And so Joe Boakai have to Boakai him. And now he can't even come on his own show anymore. Costa is an example of how these political actors behave. They will make decisions because of their own selfish interest and not for the national interest, but they will have you believe that they will do it or they're doing it for national interest. Where is Costa, who told us that Boakai was the best and that he was supporting Boakai for the good of Liberia? Where is he today? Boakai is still around. The man he told us was a dead man. He said now that man has resurrected. Comrade Boakai is still standing. I have no regret for Comrade Boakai to Boakai him. Because we have seen the tactics of the politicians. Benign Ure, he who said Bouaka will never be president, his own words, 2017. We jumped on the Bouaka train, and now he didn't get his way, he jumped off. Talia Ure is telling us this train has lost its sense of direction, even though she became the chairperson for the Bouaka tag team. They're not on that train anymore because what they wanted, they couldn't get it. They were not there for the good of Liberia. And as much as things were not going their way, that Bouaka train was not good. So when they tell you, I'm doing it for the national interest, this person has the best chance of winning, it's a coded language. Now, this person here, I'm supporting them because, when they win, I will get something. As much as they don't see that possibility of getting their way, they jump off the train. Now they tell you what they actually believe about the individual. In the case of Taylor, someone else said, well, Taylor won't listen to them. In the case of Doe, someone else said, well, Doe will not listen to them. Very soon, when President Weah should have left power, Sedition will tell us, well, President Weah will not listen to us. They can't tell us now. They are telling us he's the best. Reason people support their 2023 presidential candidate. I have a little analogy that will juice this thing up. You will like it. I will make it juicy. But let me touch on the political candidates themselves, these presidential candidates themselves. Have they chosen the ones they have now at their running mate, some of them, because they believe those people represent the best of Liberia? Did they make those decisions because for the good of Liberia? Or was it about how they will win? Let's see them. For example, let's start with our current president, Joyce Manuel Weah, my own Sastan brother. President Weah chose Joy Howard Taylor. Who is Joy Howard Taylor? Joy Howard Taylor is the former wife of Charles Taylor, the man who brought war in our country and killed people. The man, even when he was president, he was still killing people. The man was president, still his own son, Chucky Taylor, was beating people in the street. He had attitude that would humiliate any Liberian and beat them up. Like Joy Howard Taylor's husband we're talking about. She was first lady. She would not utter a word. I know some people may excuse her for her. She was a woman. What could she have said? Joy Howard Taylor was milking it. Joy Howard Taylor, whether she was qualified or not, Charles Taylor sent her to Central Bank. Joy Howard Taylor had 2 jobs in her husband's government. Joy Howard Taylor said, I don't think the War Crime Code is good for Liberia because our country is interconnected. If we take one person to court, it will have a ripple effect on all of us. Joy Howard Taylor, who saw humans being killed firsthand, who saw our children being conscripted and being made child soldiers and being pushed to killing adults. Joy Howard Taylor said, Liberians who suffer, who die, don't deserve closure to the pain that they're experiencing today. That is the woman Joyce Weah took. Joyce Weah will complain about Charles Taylor, followers or soldiers vandalizing his property on 12th Street. He will go and complain about that. But when Joyce Weah wanted to be president, he went to Charles Taylor's wife, Joy Howard Taylor. What has Joy Howard Taylor been able to do for her own county of Bon County? Joy Howard Taylor, as we speak, is still renting in Bon County, even though the people of Bon County elected her twice as senator. And we'll go and vote her also as a senator, a vice president. That one is on the people of Bon County. It's a whole different story. The Bon County people, They are something else. If you are from Bon County, and I've been saying, let me repeat that. You people are something else. You elected a woman twice for no reason. Charles Taylor was in Banga. He stayed there throughout. Charles Taylor became president. The Banga he stayed in all along, he did absolutely nothing in Banga. Bon County, zero, nothing he did. And Joel Howard Taylor, you went and elected her as senator twice. Joel Howard Taylor had nothing in Bon County that she can boast of. Zero. She does not even have a house built in Bon County. The people of Bon County, you people are something else. That is the kind of woman my own sister man Josh Weah took to be his running mate. Did Josh Weah do it for the good of Liberia? Of course not. Josh Weah was insensitive. Josh Weah insulted people who got killed under the wicked hands of Charles Taylor, who go and choose Charles Taylor's wife to be his vice president. He had no time whatsoever about what Charles Taylor did to our country. He wanted Charles Taylor wife because it will benefit him politically to become president. He's president today. He's enjoying crime court now. Hello, your political leaders are themselves concerned about how they will win. What is convenient for them to win? They are not about our country, Liberia. They don't care about better representation. They don't care about that. Their goal is, how do I get this power? Even if this person is the worst among us, I will use the person because it benefits me. That's Josh Weah. That very Josh Weah who go for the support of Prince Johnson in 2017 that helped him to win, even though he saw this Prince Johnson man killed Samuel Kedo. I can make a debate that Josh Weah became successful in a football career also because of the contribution of Samuel Doe. Samuel Doe was that president who felt that Liberia needed to be something when it comes to football. He supported the Lone Star. And so the likes of Josh Weah saw future in football. Don't make football to make sense in Liberia. Football was not the grown-up people think anymore. Doe did that to his credit. And that opportunity Doe provided took the like of Josh Weah out of that country. And today he's president. But Prince Johnson, who killed Doe, Josh Weah had no time. He wanted to be president anyway. He did business with Prince Johnson. Not until now. Hello? These people are not making decisions for our country that will make our country to have better representation. They don't care. They do not care. That is Josh Weah. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf did the same thing. She brought Prince Johnson closer. And Prince Johnson stayed. Prince Johnson was chairman of national security in the House of Legislature. Folks, can you imagine that? The murderer of a constitutional precedent. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf said, this man will be the chairperson for national defense, the Committee on National Defense at the legislature. Prince Johnson was throughout Ellen Johnson Sirleaf administration. Hello? Are you seeing them? Let's look at Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummings. Mr. Cummings tried to follow the same path. The decision he made that led him to choosing Councillor Charlene Bruskin today, I don't know I can give him credit. Because from the very beginning, this Alexander Benedict Cummings started talking to Jeremiah Kuhn. Jeremiah Kuhn, he wanted Jeremiah Kuhn to be a VP. Jeremiah Kuhn. What qualification, what experience, what record does Jeremiah Kuhn have to be vice president for our country? Come to think about it. Alice Cummings, I think they said they were what? They were vetting him. Was that man somebody to even vet for vice president of our country? On what basis? On the basis that he has one seat, I think twice, and he has been a member of the the Ways, Means, and Finance Committee, in which he's been classified as a thief, and the people mock at him, they call him Roll, and he has been in government, allotting money to his own private hospital, and he used his access to power to acquire himself significant amount of money, and quote unquote, he's a rich man. And I mean, the ANC folks want to justify that it was just a vetting process. That person should not have been considered for vetting in the first place. But now they are happy that he has chosen Charlene Brunskill. Well, when he wanted to find a vice president, where did he go? Kum. Now let's come to Joseph Boakai. Did Joseph Boakai make a decision in the best interest of Liberia? Joseph Boakai just placed Jeremiah Kun. I don't have to repeat all I said. It's the same Jeremiah Kun I'm talking about. Can Jeremiah Kun, should anything happen to Joseph Boakai in the event he wins, make a better president for our country? We are paid Joel Howard Taylor, or Boakai is picking Jeremiah Kun. The reason is he feels with Jeremiah Kun, he has a better chance of winning because Jeremiah Kun is Prince Johnson. Prince Johnson is Jeremiah Kun, and he will get the support of Nimba. It is not about when something happened to me, will I sleep in peace? Will my country be well served? Will be well represented? It is not about that. In no way, shape, and form does Boakai believe that Jeremiah Kun can make a better president of our country, for our country to experience transformation. We need transformation in our country. And people are joking here. They are all about their personal and selfish interests. All they care about, well, how will I win? How will I win? You see that? How will I win? That's what they tell you. They don't say, how will Liberia win? How will my people be better represented? Tell you how will Liberia win. How will I win is all they care about. Or sometimes they tell you, how will we win? As a party, how will we win? So CDC went with Joel Howard Taylor. So Unity Party accepted Jeremiah Kun and Prince Johnson. Unity Party of all people. Reasons people support their 2023 presidential candidates, folks. What is driving them? What driving them is how their person will win. It's all they care about. Whether Liberia loses, they don't care. Whether Liberia get better leadership, they don't care. They care about how they will win so that they can get jobs. And when they get the jobs, they will not do the jobs. It will just be about a title. And that's it. So, folks, when you hear them say, I'm supporting this person because the person has the best chance of winning, they want that person to win, they want Liberia to lose. They want to win a government job and they want Liberia to lose on better representation. They want our people not to be well served, but they want to get jobs. That is what they are telling you. So don't listen to them. Ask better questions. Look at the individuals who are running. Look at their records. How have they lived their life? Tiawan Gonglo comes to mind. Tiawan Gonglo chose a young Liberian, Dr. Emmanuel Yakpaulo. He chose him. It says a lot about Tiawan Gonglo. Tiawan Gonglo has a message. Are these people going to vote for somebody based on message? What are the messages of the candidates anyway? Tiawan Gonglo is saying that, well, the country is corrupt. I'm here to sweep corruption. So he came with the broom. Don't we all cry for corruption? Don't we all cry for the rule of law? Don't we all want representation in World Economic Crimes Court? Tiawan Gonglo said he's going to give it. Tiawan Gonglo is an economist too. He studied economics. That's his first degree he got. This man has been consistent throughout his life. This man has given you options. He went to every village there is in Liberia. He knows the country. He's preaching the message of sweeping corruption, the rule of law, restoring the trust to our people. Does that message make sense to you? Does Yawon Gonglo make sense to you? Uncle Joe, Joseph Imambwaka, he's talking about Love Liberia, Build Liberia. He was there for 12 years with the Unity Party. They claim to have the experience. He's saying in 100 days, no car will get stuck in the mud. In fact, he will rescue Liberia. He's on a rescue train. But he was the one who said it's quite an opportunity. Would that repeat itself? Unity Party, the political party he represents, was there. They did what they could. Whether it was good enough remains debatable. Do you think when they come back to power, they will do better than what they did, or they will do more of the same? Or they will do nothing? In fact, is the Unity Party under Joseph Boakai the same Unity Party that was in power, or this one different? Is this Boakai Unity Party the Unity Party you know that is a better side in any shape and form? Or this party is different? So then who else is in the mix? Cummings is in the mix. He's coming with a message of fixer. He said he's a fixer. He has to fix things. Things are completely broken. The healthcare is broken. He wants to fix it. The education system is broken. He wants to fix it. Do you know him to be a fixer? Where has he fixed things that you know about for you to trust him to vote for him as a fixer? We all cry about corruption. Is he corrupt? Has he been part of the corrupt class? You have options, people. You have to choose now. Do not make your decision on the basis of who has the best chance to win. Charles Taylor had the best chance to win. We elected Charles Taylor. We suffer as a country. Some people said Doe had the best chance to win. Doe rigged the election. What happened? Our country went to war. Charles Taylor had the best chance to win. Our country went to war. We had experienced poverty, hardship, economic embargo. Charles Taylor is in the Hague today. So those of you who are talking about, oh, that person has the best chance to win, let me put it to you this way. If you were looking for a spouse, you want to get married, you as an individual, you're looking for a spouse, somebody who will be your pride, somebody who will be your honor, a person of dignity, who will give you peace of mind. In the case of a male, you're looking for a manager of your home. Who will you pick? Is it the woman down the street who you know has the best chance of saying yes to you? Is that the person you would choose? Hello? Or if you are a woman and you are looking for a husband to marry, down the street, are you going to choose that boy who will say yes to you? Because he has the best chance to say yes to you. Or is it that person who is close to you in your neighborhood, from your classroom, who will approach you? That's the person you're going to say yes to. And it won't matter whether the person has, the person is prepared for life. Whether that person is a man and he's responsible. It doesn't matter, right? It's a man who has the best chance to approach you. That's the person you will marry. Even though if he's not the best person to be your husband, that's the one you will choose. That is what these people are telling us. The one who has the best chance to win is the best that we can get for ourselves. That is wrong. That is selfish. That is not in the interest of our country. We need to go beyond that. For we have tried who has the best chance to win, and it has never served us well as a people. So it is about time to desist from that. For if you were to pick a spouse right now as an individual, you will not pick somebody who has the best chance. Maybe I should make it juicier to you guys. Those of you who like business. Even though you know you like if you want to pick a wife, choose a wife. Will it be the girl who will say yes right away? The one you know who will say yes? Is that the one you will marry? Hello? For me, I don't just marry the one, or I don't choose the one who will just say yes. I'm looking for the one who will give me hard time. That's me. I don't know about you. So, ladies, will you choose the guy who will say yes? Say, oh, the guy will say yes, so because, or this guy, I think the guy will approach me. To him, I'm looking beautiful. Or will you choose a Zogo and marry a Zogo? Because with that Zogo will honor you. That Zogo will respect you. That Zogo will honor you. Because that Zogo knows that probably he does not deserve you because he's a Zogo anyway. So you will choose that Zogo. And you don't want a man who will be a man in your life and say, baby, no, it's not happening. No, we're not going with that. What will you do? Anyway, I have to go. My cartoon is waiting for me. Folks in cyberspace, I want to say thank you for joining us and always following Focus on Liberia as we bring this analysis to you. As you see on the screen, we Focus on Liberia say vote. It's a campaign time, right? The people campaigning. So for me, I'm here to campaign for my network. Vote for Focus on Liberia for the best TV programming, for education, for enlightenment. Don't go to the G's and fries and the gossip. It will not help us. People who are sentimental, people who are partisan platforms, don't vote for them. Vote for us. We are about Liberia. You see, we're flying the national flag. So vote Focus on Liberia. This 2023 election, vote Focus on Liberia as the best Liberian media platform that educate, that elevate, and promote all things Liberia. For us, we are not and will never be about any politician or any political person. No, never, never, ever. We will not. We will be the fourth estate. We will be the one who hold them accountable. We will be the one who show you their true colors. We will be the one who remind you what they said yesterday and what they are up to, so that you can figure them out and see what they are up to, and then you will choose Liberia. For when you choose Liberia, Liberia benefits, Liberia thrives, Liberia wins. So please, this election, it shouldn't be about your political leader winning because it's your political leader. It should be about somebody who is the best of Liberia. We want our best. When we allow our best to serve us, we get served well. The country moves forward. Thank you for watching. My name is Anthony Sie. Until I catch you again on another edition of the Hour of Politics, keep following Focus on Liberia for the best programming in information dissemination in the Liberian community. Enjoy the sun. We are all Liberians, and I'll catch you another time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.
We are Liberia. Liberia is our home. Liberia people. Liberia.